I consider myself very lucky to have had a very happy childhood, first of all, because my family was a loving family, and I lived in a beautiful place called the French Riviera, where the weather was nice and there was beauty all around me with flowers and beaches and a lot of festivals like the carnival, where or feast of flowers, where there would be vehicles decorated with flowers that would parade through the town, and people would throw confetti at each other and have fun. A lot of feasts, a lot of happy days. I was very happy to live there, and that's it. I was very happy to live there. The reason why I moved from France to the United States is because my mother was divorced and remarried a man who lived in New York. So I came to live with them. When I came to New York, I lived in one of the boroughs of New York called the Bronx. And it was a big change for me. The Bronx was like not as pretty as where I came from. The weather was not as nice as where I came from. Fortunately, the people were very nice. So I was very unhappy to live in the United States at that time. And if it weren't for the fact that I had met some very good friends who became lifelong friends, if it weren't for them, I think I would have probably had a nervous breakdown or something like that, which I probably did. After a couple of years of very unhappy times, I jumped at the opportunity to get out of this hole that I was in. I felt I was in a hole, and joined the Marine Corps just to get out of that hole. Mainly, there were other reasons why I joined the Marine Corps, but that was the main reason, to get out of that. And for the next 4.5 years, I lived the life of a Marine. I felt then, which I didn't before when I lived in the Bronx, I felt then that I was an American. And I started appreciating living in America. With all the differences that were sometimes the differences in between America and France, the food, the way people acted, the way people dressed, etc. Those differences became okay, acceptable, when at first they were like difficult for me to get accustomed to. But after being a Marine for so many years, I became an American. And I lived the rest of my life like an American, like everybody else. But it took about 6 years or so for me to transform myself from a Frenchman to an American. And those were difficult times. They were unsure times. To give you an example of everything that I'm talking about that you don't realize until I tell you something like this. Are you recording this?
Yeah.
Good. Try to understand this. Imagine You don't speak French, right?
No.
No. You know a few words.
Yeah.
You understand a few words.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. That was my English when I came to the United States. I didn't speak English. I knew a few words. Imagine that somebody sends you without parents, without anybody, or anything. I'm sending you to France. And I'm telling you, when you get there, at the airport, go to this town called Grasse. Go to number 23, Amiral de Grasse Avenue, or whatever else. How do you do that? You don't know how to take a bus in France. You don't know how to call for a taxi. You don't know what kind of money they use. You don't. It is a very difficult thing. Just to do a simple thing like that. Just to take a bus to go someplace. It's almost an impossible. And that's what happens when you're a foreigner that comes to this country. Everything you have to learn on your own. Nobody tells you. On your own, you have to learn. For instance, taking a bus. Where do I go to take a bus? Who has the schedule? How do I ask for a schedule? I don't speak the English, right? How do I pay for it? What kind of money do they use? How much is it? Do I have that kind of money? Where do I get that kind of money? Like all these things. When going to take a bus now is no big deal. Try that in Italy, France, or Czechoslovakia or something. Or it's hard. It's hard. That's the most difficult part. Now, I don't know if this helps you with what we're talking about, but does it help you?
Yeah. Yes.
Just everything that you do, every single thing, you don't know. It's like, it's if you were born, you're a 1-year-old kid, you don't know how to speak, you don't know how to walk, you don't know what to do. Everything is different, and you don't know how to ask for it. You don't know how to get an expert. Nobody tells you. You have to figure it out all by yourself.